Hey, this is Amy from the Woolery. Today I'm going to talk to you about punching, needle punching, rug hooking, and the foundation cloths that go with each one of those, okay? So we had lots of questions over different types of techniques or cloths, and we just decided to do a video that maybe would explain things with the tools and give everybody a clear vision of what you should need. Even though the little links are on there, sometimes it's a little overwhelming. So with that said, I'm going to start with needle punching. Needle means the actual needle. Think of a needle that you're using to sew a button on or something that's very small. This is not going to be a big needle by all. Needle punch, I am using actually Ultra Punch, which has been my little needle for a long time. I like it because it has adjustable settings. Personally, I'm a number 2. I like to have that height. So this is what needle punching is. In needle punching, you will use what we call embroidery floss. Some people know this as DMC, gentle thread, something like that. That's small threads, you can tell, small. We also have Valdani, which is absolutely wonderful. It's a space dyed type colors, which I absolutely love. Make great backgrounds. But on needle punching, you would have to have your image on a hoop, because when you are actually punching down, you don't want to stab yourself, okay? So you need it on a hoop and you need it tight. You can hear it, it's almost like a drum. If you've called me, that's what I always say, make it tight like a drum, all right? So I'm going to thread my needle and I'll show you a little bit about this one, and then we're going to go on to the next one. I'm going to stick with this right now so we have an understanding of what we're using on this one. This is a kit that we have all of the designs that we have here, and the yardage that we sell is called weaver's cloth. Now that's confusing because people think of weavers, but weaver's cloth has a little bit of nylon in it, which allows it not to break. So it does very well with needle punching. Okay, so weaver's cloth, you can buy it by the yard, or when you buy the kits it comes like this. Now some do come different tones or colors, maybe dyed, but it's still weaver's cloth. Make sure it's that, not muslin. Weaver's cloth. Okay, so let me thread mine and then we'll start. Okay, all right, we're back again and I have my needle threaded. So when you do punch needle, you need to use weaver's cloth. Okay, so I have this actually on the hoop. I've got my needle threaded and I'm actually now going to punch. As you punch on needle punching, your design, this is the back, your design is actually underneath. So all I'm doing on this one is I know where I'm supposed to be punching and I am going to start punching, and it literally reminds me of a sewing machine. As the needle goes up, as soon as you crest the fabric, you're actually poking it back down. The better you are at aiming, you get faster at this. At first, when you start, pretty slow. Most of the designs in punch needle are not going to be large. They're not going to be rugs. They're going to be small sizes. This one may be 4.5, 5 inches, 5 by 6, something like that. Very small. We do sell hoops. Most of our hoops are 9-inch round, which will encompass the design. You don't want half of it inside here. You want to see the design. Okay, so once this is on, this will stay here until I'm finished with it. All right, Morgan lap stand. This is the large one, 9-inch. If you can use smaller ones, you can just do it on the bottom side. This is the same thing. It's just another hoop. All right, but this is punch needle. So you can see as the needle's down, you have these tiny little hoops, little loops. They're tiny. So that's exactly what punch needle is. Back and forth. The fabric's not tearing. It sounds like it when you poke down. It makes this little popping noise, but that's how tight the fabric is. That's what's squeezing the actual threads together. As you poke down, they compress. That's what holds it in there. All right, so that's punch needle. Y'all, I'm back again. So after we did the needle punch, we're going to discuss right now about rug punching. Okay, rug punching, same somewhat technique, totally different foundation, totally different needle. Okay, so rug punching means, think of a rug as a scale that's much larger than a 4-inch by 6-inch. So you're talking about large size. Okay, so what I have here is an Oxford rug punch needle. Okay, you're going to have to look at the website to see all the different sizes they have, because they have different sizes and different stipulations for them. But basically, this type of needle is used for rug punch. If you can notice, this needle tip is huge. It's almost as big as a pencil, okay? Now, we also have this type of rug punch too, and this one's a larger needle too, okay? This one's an adjustable, so this is something different. This one's not adjustable, but you're still going to do the same thing, okay? This one can give you different pile carpets, shag to Berber. This one's going to give you one specific size depending on the number it's chosen. This is a 10, and I believe it's a 1/4 inch, I believe. So, if you notice on this one, it has just a slit up it, and then it goes into the hole. So that's what the yarn does, goes in and goes through the hole, and therefore becomes a threaded needle. Let's talk about foundation cloth. So I have a little design here on this one. This is linen, okay? Natural linen, sells it by the yard. I just drew a little design on here that I'm going to do some punching on in a minute, but I want to talk about why we use this cloth versus weaver's cloth. This is what we're using here, linen. If you look at these, this is burlap, any of this, monk's cloth here or rug warp, it literally, you can see the holes through it. If you hold it up, you can actually see it's a coarse weave. It's not something that has very close, it's not like, you know, your clothes where you can't see through it. You have to have the holes in here. Otherwise, this needle, as big as it is not going to penetrate it. It's got to be a big, big opening for these, okay? This would, you couldn't get it through here. It was not going to work. So weaver's cloth is for needle punching, this type of cloth, foundation, which is burlap, this one's burlap, linen, rug warp, monk's cloth. 4 different types you can use for rug punching, okay, rug punching. So when you're doing rug punching, if you can bear with me, on the Oxford it's very easy. It lays in the hole, goes through here, comes up, and then it's actually just going to go through the tip of the needle through here, which is very easy. So this is now threaded. When you're holding it and you're punching, it's going to be the same process. You do not see the design, you're looking at the back. So when I'm punching down, so if I'm going to do my leaves, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to punch. Depending on the thickness of your threads or how many spaces you would leave. But you can just keep going. It's just punching. You need to make sure this stays not obstructed by anything. So I'm punching down, and my loops are going on the back side. All right. Same process as this, totally different needle foundation. Rug punch. This is Amy again. So now I've transferred from actual needle punching, rug punching, and now I'm going to discuss rug hooking. And to me this is somewhat obvious. You have a hook literally on the end of your handle of some sort. This is actually a Hartman hook, which I have seemed to be very fond of right now. Different hooks come different sizes, which comes with different strips of wool. So you can use yarn on rug hooking. I'm going to illustrate rug hooking with wool strips, or what we call worms, because they look like little worms if you look at them. Now these are cut 1/4 inch. And they actually came in a kit, because I think this is great because it has the design on the fabric, and it actually has the strips already cut. You will need a hook. You'll need some type of frame. Frames we're using are also ours too, Baruch Myers. So with rug hooking, we're using the foundation cloth, which is the same as rug punching because it has holes in it, okay? You can see through it. You're able to stick your hook or punch through this. So you use the same type, and that just depends on your preference. So there's not really, you know, some people specifically want something, and it just doesn't matter. I say try them all. If you like one, stick with it. So anyway, on rug hooking right here, I'm doing the yellow, which is actually the background to actually the tree, the willow tree, and the 2 sheep are already done. If you notice, this is totally different because we actually see the design on the upper side. All these designs on the punching, the designs were underneath. These are actually on top. Some people think this is easier, but now you're actually doing a whole motion underneath this, which you don't see. So you have to have some kind of like see through the fabric or something. So anyway, when you're hooking, you're going to keep your hook on top right here. And if I can get it right, do this with, and I'm probably not going to go around here because it's too detailed. I'm going to try to do the strip down here. All right, when I get ready to start, I'm going to push my needle in. I'm going to pull up, and notice this yarn is just going to stay up like a little tail. I'm going to leave it up a little bit so it doesn't get pulled back in. So I'm going to leave it up, go right next to it, go straight down. Be careful with this one because right when you're starting, you have a tendency to pull this one. So don't pull that when you're pulling the bottom part down to make the loop. This is what's going to start the height, all right? 1/4 of an inch is what I'm aiming for. Then I'm going to put it right back down, and then I'm going to pull this up. Back down, pull it back, go back down, trying to get them the same height. Later on, this one's going to stand up like this. You'll start the next row right here. Then you can just cut those to be the same height. It takes a lot of patience at first to get them, and then eventually you can see that they're going to be the same height. But you can see that these rows are tighter now. This is a little bit floppy, but as soon as I get the next one next to it, it's going to hold it up. You'll get really good at eyeballing things. Some people use awls to make sure they're exactly perfect. Some people like a little bit of the irregularity. I think that depends on you. So small kits work great because you can actually try them. Somebody's already cut the fabric, so then you can actually just concentrate on the technique is what you really need to do. So here, back down. So what you're doing is you're making these loops. As you fill in, you can see that it starts to make more of a mass of it. That's what's going to happen on all the punches, but it takes a lot longer to do that. All right, so on rug punching, you're going to use the same foundation cloth, monk's cloth, linen, burlap, rug warp. So once again, to say when you're rug hooking, you're using a hook, your designs will be up. You'll see the design that you're actually working on. It's not underneath. I really hope this is going to be helpful to see just in a short synopsis of all three of these together, because a lot of people get confused because there's so many things that you have to use with tools. But I do hope this is helpful. If you're not, please call us. We'll be willing to help you. And if you have more questions about it, write in or call. We appreciate it. Thank you.